Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the film A Different Man that I recently watched and I've been thinking about a lot. This video will contain spoilers, so please be aware of this. A Different Man is an unsettling and thought-provoking exploration of self-image, insecurity, and the power of perspective. I think at its core it poses difficult questions. Are we shaped by how society views us or how we view ourselves? Can we truly change without changing the core of who we are? These answers are unfolding through the tragic journey of Edward, that's played by Sebastian Stan. We first see Edward, a person that's consumed by resentment. He views his disfigurement as a prison. The first act, I think, immerses the audience in Edward's perspective, convincing us that his struggles are purely externally shaped by how the world treats him. But as the story progresses, it becomes clear that Edward's insecurities and outlook on life are his true barriers. His interactions are defined by withdrawal and assumption, as if he expects the worst from every encounter before it even happens. This negative mindset guides his every decision, further isolating him. The turning point comes with the introduction of Oswald, played by Adam Pearson, who challenges Edward's worldview in ways that both are subtle and profound. Oswald, that shares the same disfigurement as Edward's, lives with a level of confidence and charisma that Edward finds deeply unsettling. While Edward hides from the world, Oswald embraces it, refusing to let societal judgment dictate his life. Perspective as a storytelling tool. I've always been fascinated by how films use perspective to immerse the viewer, especially when the perspective is intentionally skewed. There's something brilliant about realizing that the narrative has betrayed you through the protagonist's distorted view of reality. It's a powerful storytelling tool that challenges your understanding of the plot and the characters. Films like Burning, Mulholland Drive, and Adaptation masterfully play this idea, keeping you engaged and questioning what's real versus what's perceived. I think it still utilizes this very well. On the first act, the world feels hostile and unwilling, shaped entirely by Edward's vision. But as Oswald enters the picture, the film reframes this narrative, showing how much Edward's pain is rooted in his own assumptions and fears. This shift is visible from how on Edward's scenes his face is almost always center stage, while in Oswald it's quite the opposite. He can be in a room talking with a lot of other characters and even not be in frame. This is something that on Edward's scenes never happens. A pivotal element of the story is the play based on Edward's former life, which forces him to confront the very identity he's tried to leave behind. The play serves as both a mirror and a trigger, compelling Edward to relive his struggles and exposing his inability to let go of the past. When Oswald appears, thriving without the need for drastic change, it becomes a breaking point for Edward. To Edward, Oswald's confidence diminishes his own struggle. It's right after this that Edward starts leading into a spiral of jealousy, resentment, and ultimately self-destruction as he realizes that his new identity didn't really fix his own problems, and he's still the same fragile and scared person that he was before the procedure. Also, one point that I found interesting was the training videos. I think the film doesn't shy away from tackling some uncomfortable societal critiques. The training videos that are meant to teach others how to interact with people who have disabilities are dehumanizing and grotesque, yet they reveal another layer to Edward's struggle. By participating in these videos, Edward and others reinforce the very stereotypes that diminish them. This dynamic underscores how complicit in harmful narratives can deepen the feelings of misplacement and shame. Oswald's character, I think, speaks to an universal truth that many of us, even without that many visible differences from one another, hinder ourselves with comparisons and insecurities. I think his outlook is a reminder that self acceptance can liberate us from the constraints that we place on ourselves. I see the final message of the film being a cautionary tale about the dangers of unresolved insecurities and misplaced blame. Edward's tragedy is that he had multiple opportunities to change, but his refusal to confront his inner struggles sealed his fate. While societal judgment can hinder us, our perspective on life, whether positive or negative, is what truly shapes our experiences. Sheinberg's masterful storytelling, combined with stunning performance by Stan and Pearson, delivers a film that challenges, unsettles, and ultimately resonates. It leaves us questioning how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how much of our reality is shaped by the choices that we make.